Hi, my name is Doug Duffey, and I'm here to talk with you about an incredible investment opportunity in the Maple Valley Steakhouse. In 2014, my wife and I, newly married, began looking for our very first home. But faced with rising prices of the Seattle market, we were forced to look further outside the city limits. And that's when we fell in love with the community of Maple Valley. It's an up-and-coming community that's been quite popular, but offers affordable housing and is perfect for young families. After settling in our house and unpacking the boxes, we quickly realized we were missing a very important piece of our previous routine, and that was a steakhouse. See, my wife loves date nights, and I enjoy going with her. And one of our favorite places is our local steakhouse where we used to live. There we could go on a Friday night, enjoy a beautiful meal, a glass of wine, and incredible conversation. But Maple Valley didn't offer any type of steakhouse. In fact, if we wanted to go and enjoy that nice date night we previously did, it required a drive of nearly 30 minutes, which after a long day at work is not what we wanted to do. We began talking with other people and soon realized there was an incredible demand for a steakhouse. The Maple Valley Steakhouse's mission is to provide a fine dining experience with options centered on high-quality meats, distinctive cocktails, unlike any other offering in the community. But before we talk a little bit more about the business, let's step back and look at the restaurant industry. The restaurant industry is expected to grow over the next decade. In fact, they're projected to add 1.7 million jobs during that time frame. It has a strong track record of sales growth, and projected revenues in 2016 are actually expected to be 33% higher than they were in 2010. We see that the projected growth in restaurant sales nationally is 5%, but fortunately for us, the West Coast exceeds that average, and sales in Washington State are projected to grow 7% this year. Despite the strong sales history within the industry, it's not immune to varying economic cycles. The National Restaurant Association publishes a monthly report titled the Restaurant Performance Index, and that measures the relative health of the industry as it relates to various trends within the industry, such as same-store sales, traffic, labor, and capital expenditures. As you can see, the Restaurant Performance Index has varied quite a bit over the last several years in conjunction with varying economic cycles. It is normal for the restaurant industry to experience some seasonality around major holidays, which can actually reduce sales as much as 20%. This can really be attributed to customers who are more willing to cook at home or go to a family member's house for a meal. Turning now to supply and distribution channels, due to the maturity of the restaurant industry, there are several already available and quite easy to plug into as a new startup. Looking now at our target market, we're focused on middle to upper class households living in the Maple Valley community. These people are between the ages of 30 and 55 with annual household incomes of $70,000 or more. The National Restaurant Association has published research that indicates this target market actually spends more on dining out versus any other demographic. Fortunately for us, Maple Valley has one of the highest median incomes in King County with an average of $93,000 per household. Maple Valley is also one of the fastest growing areas in Washington. The population in 2014 was approximately 25,000 with an estimated trade area population of 65 to 94,000 people. This represents an incredible market for us to tap into. Throughout our market research, we partnered with a number of gurus who were not only knowledgeable of the restaurant industry, but of Maple Valley as well. What we found in terms of marketing vehicles is that traditional advertising mediums such as TV commercials or print ads in newspapers aren't always cost effective. In fact, Maple Valley relies so much on word of mouth. The best means of communication with customers is through social media or presence at local community events. So Maple Valley Steakhouse plans on employing a very aggressive social media campaign to connect with customers, to share upcoming specials and activities going on at the restaurant. In addition, we plan to partner with local community leaders and be involved in community activities such as Maple Valley Days, which is the grand parade that occurs once a year in the community. In addition, we plan to partner with nonprofit groups such as the Maple Valley Girls and Guys, which focuses on raising money for breast cancer research and supporting our local schools through fundraising efforts to support after-school programs. Looking now at the competitive environment of the restaurant industry in Maple Valley, we find a number of full-service table restaurants whom we would consider our direct competitors. The first of which is Gino's Bistro. Gino's Bistro has been in business for quite some time, and they're located right in the center of Maple Valley. Online reviews through Yelp have indicated people really enjoy the food at Gino's, high-quality Italian cuisine, but they're concerned about the lack of parking and the somewhat high prices. The next competitor would be the Maple Valley Bar and Grill. It's the community's newest full-service restaurant, and it's exactly that, a full-service, upscale bar and grill menu. They have every offering from hamburgers to salads to pastas. Although people have enjoyed the food, reviews again indicate that there's slow service, which has discouraged some people from returning. The final restaurant whom we've identified as a direct competitor is Benjerong Thai Cuisine. It's not located in Maple Valley, just in the neighboring community of Covington, but again, reviews indicate that people are concerned with the quality of the food at times and again, the slow service. When looking at all of our competitors and comparing them against the Maple Valley Steakhouse, we see there's three specific areas that customers most enjoy. We wanted to compare our identified competitors versus the Maple Valley Steakhouse and see how we'd stack up. Through conversations with our target market, they identified the three most important aspects of any dining experience to be the ambiance, food quality, and price. We collaborated with our gurus who did indeed confirm those are the three most important aspects of any restaurant, and they helped us assign a weight of importance. Again, ambiance being the most important, followed by food quality, and then finally by price. When stacking up Maple Valley Steakhouse against our competitors, we find that we are exceeding the expectations of our customers relative to any of our competitors. We want to address these three areas in a little bit more detail to show you how Maple Valley Steakhouse will exceed the expectations of our customers as it relates to our competitors. The first is ambiance. The Maple Valley Steakhouse will be constructing this facility from the ground up. This provides us with great opportunities to design the interior of our restaurant to meet the needs of our customers through stylish design and functional placement of seating to optimize privacy and minimize volume. The next is food quality. Our executive chef plans on designing the most exquisite menu to meet the needs of steak lovers. But in addition, we recognize we live in the Northwest and seafood is a very popular part of our diet. Therefore, we plan to offer Northwest-infused dishes as well to meet the needs of those customers who may not be big steak eaters but still want to enjoy a nice evening out. And the final piece is price. Through conversations with our customers, we found in general they're willing to pay $25 per entree and even a little bit more if they perceive the value to be there. And so that's our price point for every entree on our menu. We expect some to fall a little bit lower than that, and maybe a couple will fall a little bit above that price range, but focusing on that $25 per entree will help us capitalize on our customers' willingness to pay for a quality meal. Now that we've talked a little bit about the industry, our target market, and our competitive landscape, I'd like to spend some time to talk with you about the operations of the Maple Valley Steakhouse. We will be purchasing commercial land and constructing a brand new facility that will be approximately 3,000 square feet. 40% of this space will be dedicated towards our commercial kitchen, and the other 60% will be dedicated towards the dining hall. Fortunately for us, the commercial land will be large enough for us to provide adequate parking for our customers and provide ease of access off of the main thoroughfare. Our management team will be the key to success for our business. As the president and CEO, I bring over 10 years of financial management experience to the company. My primary role will be to oversee the operations of the restaurant and work closely with our leadership team to ensure smooth operations. The next key staff member that we will be bringing on board is our executive chef. Now, this is where we may need some help from our investors to identify the right fit, but we're seeking someone who has at least 15 years of experience and a positive reputation for developing exquisite menus. This person must also have experience in the startup phases of a restaurant. We understand that there are many hiccups that occur in the startup of a restaurant, and we need someone who's well versed in that process and experience and can provide their insight to what we must do to ensure our success. The next person that we will be bringing on board is a dining room manager. This person will be overseeing the operations of the dining room, and again, we're seeking someone with over 10 years of experience in this type of role, and if possible, in the startup phases of a restaurant as well. We understand that there are significant challenges, both inherent to the kitchen operations as well as the dining room operations, and we want to ensure that our management team is able to work collaboratively to ensure smooth operations. In addition to our management team, we will employ an advisory committee to help guide us through the early phases of this startup. These advisory committee members are actually the gurus whom we've been working with through the development of the business plan this far. Cheryl Dunham is the first member. She's the owner of Divine Wine Bar in Maple Valley and has experienced the various phases of a restaurant startup. She's been a small business owner for over the past 10 years and is extremely involved in the community. The second person is Dave Duffey. Dave is an experienced bar manager from the Spokane area. He has several years of experience working for Twig's Martini Bar and Bistro, which is a restaurant with multiple locations throughout the city. In addition to his experience as a bar manager, he's fulfilled a number of roles within the restaurant industry over his past 10 years of experience. The final person on our advisory committee is Brian Lisser. Brian is currently the food services manager with Valley Medical Center in Kent, Washington. He is a Wazoo graduate with a degree in hospitality business management, and he understands how to manage teams in the food services industry and especially maintaining effective inventory control. He also has over 10 years of experience in the food services industry. I'd like to take a chance now to talk about our long-term goals at Maple Valley Steakhouse. By fulfilling our mission of quality food and service, our goal is to achieve annual sales of $2 million within the first 3 years of operation. Within 5 years, our goal is to identify other communities within Western Washington where we can open and operate additional locations. We're expecting that strong financial performance will enable us to self-fund the opening of additional locations as deemed appropriate and with minimal outside investment or loans. There are a number of milestones that we must complete before we can ensure a successful grand opening of our restaurant. Starting in May of 2015, we began establishing contacts with gurus as well as a small group of our target market and begin our market research. By February of 2016, we completed our feasibility study and in just this past May, completed our business plan. There's a number of future milestones we must achieve as well to ensure a successful opening. By June of this year, we expect to identify our investors who will be able to provide us with the money necessary to start our operations. In July, we plan to secure our commercial land and begin construction of our restaurant facility. By December, we plan on completing the construction of the facility and begin staffing, and with a grand opening in February of 2017. I'd like to take a minute now and talk a little bit about our exit plan. As I just mentioned, the long-term strategy of our business is to expand to additional locations and eventually the sale of the business. Based on our strong image, financial performance, and growth, the Maple Valley Steakhouse will be an appealing investment to outside buyers. Looking now at the financial performance, we forecast the Maple Valley Steakhouse to achieve revenues of $1.7 million by the end of year 1 and increasing that up to $2.4 million by the end of year 5. Our estimates show that we'll break even by July of 2017 or 11 months from the time we purchase the raw land for construction, from a profitability and a cash flow perspective. By the end of year 5, we're expecting a return on investment of approximately 158%. So this brings us to the end, the ask. Well, the Maple Valley Steakhouse is seeking an initial investment of $1.365 million from an angel investor. These funds will be used to support the construction and ongoing operations of the business in exchange for a 45% stake in ownership. This investment will be broken down as follows. $300,000 will be an equity investment, which will be used to support working capital needs. $1 million will be considered a loan. We will use this to secure our land, construct the facility, and then repay this on a monthly basis at a rate of 5.5% over 25 years. However, our goal at the end of year 5 is that we would be able to refinance this loan with a commercial bank and return any remaining balance to our angel investor. Finally, $65,000 will also be considered a loan, repaid over the course of 5 years at a rate of 7%. This money will be used to secure commercial-grade equipment. At the end of 5 years, we project your equity investment to be valued at $748,000, which represents a 149% return on investment. We are excited to get started and partner with the right investors who see the value of the Maple Valley Steakhouse